Hey there guys, Skippy here from Skippy6 Gaming, coming to you with a pretty wicked tutorial here. This one is for my 2,000 subscribers special. I'm going to be hitting that up in the next couple days. And everybody, this is my number one. People always, when they come to my world, the thing that they are most amazed with is my gravity grinder. So I'm going to give you guys a quick little look-see at it, and I'm going to give you a tutorial. However, I'll assure you it is a very difficult build on survival. That said, I already have one here, and I don't need another because you pretty much only need one because of the mob rules. So that said, you can tell I have all the gunpowder, all the arrows, bows, non-stop, flesh, bones, everything. So as you see, basically records as well are all coming out of this grinder. So the best thing about this grinder is it actually does creepers too. It is a pretty simple build, but there is a few different facts that will determine the success of your mob grinder. So that said, we're gonna go down here and show this mob grinder's nuts. It has non-stop mobs. You know what? I'm working out a few little kinks because I have seen one or two mob grinders that will give you more, but this one here, guys, I'm telling you right now, you will get level 30 in about 13 minutes, including tons of mob drops, including gunpowder records, everything you need. You will never have to make an arrow for the rest of your career in survival. This is 100% survival, and you can go ahead and enchant a level 30 item. There's a record right there. A level 30 item pretty much every 13 minutes, plus all the other drops. So that said, guys, if we do go over here, I'm gonna go and give it a little check, but I'll tell you right now, I am up in the top 30 people on the leaderboard, give or take. I've only been rocking this mob grinder for about a week and a half. So let's go traveling hard, and then we're gonna go to kills on hard. You know, I always play on hard. That will get you an endless amount of mobs much faster. Your mobs will come much faster. Number 35 in the world when it comes to killing mobs. That's my friends list, which is pretty advanced players, so I can't really complain. We'll back out of here, and before I go, I'm gonna bring you over to my creative world where I'm gonna make this, but I'm gonna go over a few facts with you guys, just to start you off on this journey. So when you do this mob grinder, there are certain things. I'll show you how to make it, but actually making the actual mob grinder is the easiest part of this whole thing. The hardest part is location, location, location. So I'll give you a good example of how I learned my lessons. So first of all, you'll notice this is very high up in the sky. So I'm going to teach you, see, that's the best thing about this YouTube channel, is you learn from my mistakes, because I went out of my way and I made this mob grinder, and it wasn't working properly. You know, I'm getting a mob every minute, like nothing. It wasn't even really a mob grinder. I'd have better luck running around the world. So as you can see, it's very high in the sky. That there, my friends, is the number one tip to this, and that's the difference between my mob grinder and every other mob grinder you see on YouTube. The difference is my mob grinder is at the very roof of the map. It starts at 256. That means it's very difficult. I built this all in survival, and those poles right there are literally remnants of how I made it, because I literally had to take 3 stacks of cobblestone and jump up and do that all the way to the top and make it out of midair. So the reason why, guys, is we'll go over a few mob rules. You'll see this little thing right here, this box that we're on. This was my first attempt at the mob grinder, and I made it, and it just wasn't working, and I was wondering why. I looked online, I learned little lessons about this and how different mobs spawn and things like that. So the problem is, the one problem that you're going to really learn when it comes to mobs is mobs have rules with regards to where they spawn, how they spawn, and when they spawn. So when I did make my original mob grinder right here, the mobs weren't spawning. And do you know why the mobs weren't spawning? Notice the candles everywhere. So mobs are going to spawn within 120 blocks of where you are. So when I'm standing here trying to get my mobs, they aren't spawning in there because there's all kinds of dark areas everywhere around here for them to spawn. Yes, I put candles everywhere, but believe me, in order to get that mob spawner working, you would have to put 12, 13, 14, over hundreds of stacks of candles everywhere, because look, on top of that tree is dark, over there is dark. And then the other thing, guys, is everybody who comes here, you know what they do? They build a tunnel. Man, this tunnel is going to get filled with mobs. They have somewhere else to spawn. So And in anticipation of that, I started lighting up everything with candles, and I was like, you know what? I don't got all day to light up things with candles, because even as I was lighting up things with candles, I wasn't getting the results I wanted. On PCs, you know, they're pretty happy when they do 30 levels in 17 minutes. I do know Lord Redstone, he's a baller. He knows what he's doing, and I know he has one that does about 11 minutes for 30 levels. So I'm pretty stoked that I got mine at 13 minutes for 30 levels. So guys, location is the key. I'm going to go tell you right now, if you put in the comments, oh, my mob spawner doesn't do that, you know why it doesn't do that? Is because it's not at the roof of the map. When I put it at the roof of the map and you stand in the bottom of that mob spawner right there, the mobs literally have nowhere to spawn. 100% they cannot spawn anywhere but inside that box. When I'm here, they have hundreds of places to spawn. There are tons of rules with regards to light and all that jazz. And you know what? I was really seriously not thinking about not giving anybody this tutorial, because now you can make one and push my leaderboard race. But that is the key, guys. Don't try to skimp on the height. Get ready, get some feather falling boots, get what you have to get to do it. But I'm telling you right now, the key to this mob spawner, I'm going to show you on the ground in my creative world, but I'm telling you right now, what you're going to do is do what I did. Take some cobblestone. You're going to need at least a double chest of cobblestone, give or take. So get the whole chest of cobblestone, and then I don't even know if I have dirt. So we'll use this as a good example. So just basically pick the spot where you want the grinder and do this. And then all you're doing, man, is going until it won't let you go any higher. When you get that high, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get your mob grinder. And that's how I did it, basically. So I got to turn my old mob grinder into his fancy little house. But that's the key to success, guys. The number one reason this mob grinder pumps out the numbers it does is because it's at the roof of the map. So there is no doing this another way. I have done it other ways, guys, and I will reassure you that you will literally have the biggest problem ever trying to make this mob grinder pump any numbers. When I first look how fast this axe destroys dirt, enough that it'll hurt you. Double tap. Okay, so that's the trick. Right now, guys, we're going to jump on over to my survival world, or not my survival world. We're going to go over to my creative world, because I do not need to do this on survival for you guys, because I did die a bunch of times. Make sure you have no levels on your guy and you have minimal inventory, and or save the spawn point right at the bottom where you will fall. But here we go, guys, off to my creative world for this 2000 sub special, the wickedest mob grinder there is. And here we are in my PvP world, my cube world, my creative world. We're going to do it here. Just this is way easier. On survival, guys, this is a very advanced build. But on creative, it is quite simple. I just have a simple inventory here. On survival, you would need about, I don't know, 20 to 30 obsidian, a whole crap ton of cobblestone. I would say bring your entire inventory of cobblestone. As well, on survival mode, just bring 2 buckets of water and you can create yourself an unlimited water source near the top. I think I'm going to use this moment, actually. Some people are going to be like, oh, I have trouble getting obsidian, or I don't have enough obsidian. So I'm going to just link an annotation in the top here that shows you how to make a very easy obsidian generator with some very simple items, and that'll help you get your start for this. So let's, without further ado, I've decided that right here is probably a good spot right on top of this glass for my crazy gravity grinder. So all you're going to do, guys, is start out with a block of 4 obsidian. I'm on creative, so this is a little easier, but what you're going to do is from that block of 4, you're going to go ahead and basically what you want to do is put a little clover. I call it a clover, but this is one thing that I've noticed is a kind of a difference between my grinder and a lot of the other grinders online, is this little factor right here, these 4, is going to give you the ability to kind of run around and move with the punches and pick up all the drops. This will also defend from creepers. Creepers blow up. You know, it isn't good for your mob grinder, and the reason why it isn't good for your mob grinder is not at all because of damage. It is mostly because if a creeper blows up in there, this creeper is going to go and kill all the mobs in there. You won't get any XP for them. Could potentially blow up some of the drops that have been dropped for you as well. So once you have that clover shape, you're going to go ahead and complete this square. I'm going to go ahead and get some glowstone going before I trip up, just to make it a lot easier so you guys can see. We'll just go ahead and get this tower going. So once you have that done, guys, you're really looking at, I would say, to be successful, let's just stare at the creeper, see what he does. I always want to mess with him. Hi. Get out of here. Let's see if he's just going to bother me for this whole build now. So what you really want, guys, is you want a drop. A drop of 23 will kill the mobs. So in a perfect world, you want a drop of 22 to have them to be one hit when you kill them. However, I'll tell you right now, guys, from experience, I'm okay with a drop of 21 because sometimes if you give them a drop of 22, the mobs falling on them will hit them and they will die, and that will decrease the efficiency of your grinder. So for me, guys, what I do is I'll generally do this, and I'll do one more. Look, he's getting so mad. He's wrecking the place. What are you doing, dude? No, I'm gonna leave him there. I deserve that, I guess. Oh, look, he even climbed up. Is that what he's gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, man? Yeah. See, I deserve that. I started it with him too. So at least it'll be fun. So for me, guys, I just throw one more line of obsidian. You know what? Honestly, as long as it's too high and they can't get out, that's fine. But I don't want to spend all day fixing the blown up cobblestone. So right there, guys, you're gonna get 2 rows. What are you gonna do about it? Hey, you gonna do something? Why don't you be my friend, man? Ha, how's her face? So there you go. As you go here, you're going to see perfect access, just like the bottom of the one that I use. This is going to allow you 360 degree if you want to get your music discs and things like that. This is the best way because the skeletons will shoot you in a circle around here, killing the creepers, giving you music discs. So there you go. That's not that many obsidian, guys. 20-ish, give or take, plus a little bit. And then what we're going to do is switch over to cobble. As we switch to cobble here, these corners aren't as necessary depending if you are on survival mode. It's up to you if you do the corners, but what I just want to do is count. I'm going to make this about 21, 22. Again, guys, you're going to have to fiddle with it. I've made 3 or 4 of these over the years, and I'll tell you right now, I almost never make it the exact right height. You'll find out as soon as some mobs drop. So let's just look. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3. So let's go ahead and raise this up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So let's make it 22 for argument's sake, because that will be the drop-off point. I'm going to go ahead and just give us some glowstone to see it. You don't have to put this here. Again, when you're building on survival, guys, I'll tell you right now, light it up on the way, because these little areas here that are pitch black, I'm glad I got this pet Enderman that's just going to hang out there waiting for me to come down. I'm going to kill him at the end, guys, so everybody stay tuned. So here we go now. We got the level up high, so we got it right there. So let's just go ahead and finish this box, not with that, but with this. And let's just go ahead and make a square that's going to go around and make a 4x4 box. And then there you go. So as you can see, we have a 4x4 box in line with our 4x4 box below. I'm going to go right here, and I'm actually, because this video is going to take a little longer, and as much as you guys want to see me fight that creeper when I go down there, I hope he doesn't start moving these blocks. But I'm just going to go time-lapse this bad boy, and I'll be back in a sec when this bottom row is done. And we have completed the Enderman still wants a piece of that action, but we have created the tube going up, the 4x4 tube with the obsidian at the bottom. Again, guys, remember, if you want this to be as efficient as mine, what you're gonna do is build this backwards. Mine, guys, is actually, I did it backwards from the very top of the map. If you are down here, you have to remember that mobs will spawn within 120 blocks of you. If you're here, look at all the places they could spawn. If you wanted to make it on the ground, you can, but you will have to make sure that every single cube is lit up to the max. I'm glad that I kind of bothered him. I wanted him to be, is he gonna throw that at me? You're gonna throw that at, oh. So honestly, if you want this to be as efficient as mine and to give you the numbers that it gives, level 30 in 13 minutes, you're going to want to build this box that we're creating right now at the very top of the map. That way you can ensure that there is nowhere for mobs to spawn but inside this box we're creating. So let's create this fancy box. So it is super easy here on creative mode. I'll tell you right now, on survival, this is how I spent 2 days, was like step by step, like 1, 2. You don't want to do that. Well, you do if you want a wicked grinder, but that's why I'm here on creative. So we know the rules of water, so what we're going to do is make this bad boy go back for 8 blocks total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just going to go throw a glowstone down there so that we don't have to be blinded or non-blinded. And let's just go ahead and do that on all 4 sides. Let's go create the 8 blocks on each side. I'm not going to fast forward this, guys. I did good at getting rid of the thing there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to put one more here. And let's just go down this way. I'm actually pretty glad that I bugged that creeper, or bugged that enderman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So notice we have 8 blocks total, because that's how far the water is going to go when we create our fancy little water system to push the mobs over. And let's do it one last time right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to throw a glowstone on there so we can see what we're doing. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus the 1 on the end is 8. So what we're going to do here, guys, is let's just go ahead and build this up. And I'm just going to make sure that always good to check your stuff out. This is a lesson I really did learn while I played this before, because if you take too long, or if you do something wrong and you do it on all sides and you have to fix it, especially up in the sky, there's nowhere really to stand and help yourself out. So what I'm going to do also is just go ahead and cap the ends of this all the way to it, all the way to the other end, and make it like a nice big cross in the sky. Again, this is a pretty straightforward build. It's not very, the difficulty has nothing to do with what the items are, but it has to do everything with like the specific measurements as far as the fall and whatnot. So once we do this, we're gonna do our water and make sure, you know, never mess around, because if you were building this in the middle of the sky and you made it one too short, it's not very easy just to add that little bit. Oh, he got up here. What? No. I knew it was gonna be a hassle. Arrgh. Oh, I don't want him to die. I want him to stay alive and bother me for this whole thing. I think that's gonna be my new thing, actually. Every time I do a tutorial, I'm gonna make an enderman mad to add the flavor. I'm just gonna go ahead. This glowstone is just gonna stay there for the time being while I do this. So let's test our water. So what we're gonna want is for this water just to go right to this hole with no questions asked and not fall down the hole. So hopefully it does it, and then we know that my measurements are correct. Perfect. Notice how it goes right to the hole, doesn't go down. So go ahead and do this in all 4. Make sure you do both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's it? Where's that guy? Oh, I wonder, I'm going to kill him some unique way. While I finish this, I'm going to think about a cool way to kill him. So there you go, guys. See what I did? Messed it up. See how perfect? That's why you always check out. I always do the water first, guys. Do this, and now we have a perfect build. If you would have done that in survival mode, you're going to have a real problem getting rid of this end here. It will not be easy. So perfect, guys. There you go. We got our water that goes 8. We got everything good. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and fill this up. Complete the square. And I'm going to do one corner, guys, and then I'm going to fast track it for you. So basically you want to do this complete square here. And then you're going to put a wall. I'll show you exactly how you're going to do it. So this is just one corner, and then what you're going to want to do is build up this wall here 3 high. Again, 3 high. So when you do this from the top of the map, if you want to maximize your efficiency, make sure that you leave room for the roof, because the other thing is you're going to want to light up on top of it. The top of this is going to have to be 100% lit to ensure no mobs spawn on top of it, or else you're wasting your time with the efficiency. 3 high. And then what you do is go in here and put a roof on that bad boy. Like I said, guys, make sure you bring cobblestone. This is super cobblestone extensive, but But there you go, guys. I just showed you with one corner here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kind of do a little time lapse because you guys don't want to see me drop down a couple hundred blocks of cobblestone. And I'll be back when the box is complete. So we have completed the box here. The most of the hard work is done, especially if you're on survival. One tip I will tell you, if you're on survival, you might want to try I'm not going to do it right now, but if you're on survival mode, try throwing a bucket of water right off the corner, and then you have a way to go up and down and up and down. Hi, Mr. Enderman, waiting for me down there. And that's a good way, because if you were going to do this at the roof of your map, it will take about three stacks of cobblestone just to get up and down. That could get a little old, and you will ruin a few pickaxes on the way. The other thing I will assure you guys is right now what you need to do is make sure that you light the top of this box up like no other, or else what you're doing is going to be counterproductive. If this is a dark spot, they will be just as likely to spawn on top, where they won't drop into the thing, as they would be inside the box almost. So basically, here we go. The whole top is well lit up. We got lots of it. You don't have to use glowstone. You can use torches if you want. So let's just put one little hole in the roof here. So guys, the finer details to this. This is our mob home right here. These glowstones are just here for while we work right now. See, look at that, already spawning in here. I love it. You could stay. You're nicer than the Enderman down there. Actually, we'll just go ahead and drop you down there. You know what? He could stay for now. I don't want to mess around. So there is a few things you're going to want to look at. So for your purposes, guys, for my purposes, I have kind of chosen not to fight the spiders in this, but the one thing I have noticed is if you're looking for 100% efficiency, spiders do kind of clog up the pipe there. They will float a little bit up, you won't see them, they kind of hit you, and they kind of stop things from happening, as well as damaging other mobs. So for me, I haven't done it, but for you guys, if you want to remove spiders from the mix, which I recommend if you're trying to get 100% efficiency, what you got to do, all you got to do for that is actually just place a block here. So spiders need a 3x3x2 position to spawn. So right here, you see they can spawn until I go right there. So that blocks it off, and then we're gonna go 1, 2, ding, 1, 2, ding, 1, not there, 2, nope, there. So right now we've just made it impossible for a spider to spawn there. The one thing that you have to keep in mind is that a spider still can spawn over here, but this definitely, guys, will minimize your spider spawning. They will spawn in very few amounts. This is not the way that I have mine. Again, I've left my spiders alone kind of because I kind of like having the string, but honestly, it is a really good, I've seen different people try different methods for this. So right there, 1, 2, right there, 1, 2, right there, 1, 2, because technically a spider will still be able to spawn right here. That's why generally before I leave, I will put one block right there, one block on all 4 corners, and that kind of helps with that. So let's just go finish this up right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right there, skip 2, right there, skip 2, right there, skip 2, right there, skip 2. Again, before I leave, guys, this has to be pitch black, so I will replace those 2 glowstones with blocks. If you want to go and make it exactly proficient so there is never a spider in here, then you're going to have to even look at perhaps putting some half slabs on the ceiling as well. For me, I'm not too concerned with it, guys. I don't mind having a few spider drops here and there. But there are some people that want to specifically do it. There is a way that you could actually make this a sorter by using ocelots on one side, because ocelots will scare creepers and creepers go away from them, as well as villagers will draw zombies. But that's a whole nother episode. But there you go. So we blocked all of these out, guys. So the key that before you leave this, guys, you can't leave any light in here. Having any light inside this space is actually a waste of time. So you're going to get rid of this bad boy. You're going to get rid of this bad boy, but before I do so, I'm going to just go and put this last block right here. Again, these spiders can still spawn right over top of here. That's why you're still going to get some. If you wanted them not to, you would have to put additional blocks. Again, I don't go that far. I don't find them that big of a problem, but before I go, I'm going to go ahead and there you go. Drop down this. Don't drop down the tube, and don't forget about your hole in the ceiling. That's going to also affect it. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to close that bad boy up. And then look at this. So first of all, let me get a nice little something for this Enderman that's gonna start some beef with me when I get down there for sure. Instant damage too. That's a good one. Hey buddy. Oh. Where you going? Don't you want a piece of this? I know you were trying to get a piece of this today. Let's let him come get some. I wonder if he'll ever even die. Oh, he's inside. Well, there you go, guys. I'm not going to dilly-dally. So many people asked me for it, but there you go. That spider already found his way down. We are on creative mode right now, but I'll tell you right now, there is a few key steps. Dude, honestly, put that box at the top of the map. You want nothing for a mob to spawn on within 120 blocks. If you are on the ground of your survival world right here, there's caves underneath you that you don't even know about. There is tons of places for mobs to spawn. That said, is he still in there? Oh, wow, this is like the undefeated Enderman. So basically what you get, I think even right here it might even show, because this guy should die as soon as you hit him, or maybe he rejuvenated. But we're on creative. So basically, if you're not getting the drops you want, there's 3 things that affect it. Is the mobs are spawning somewhere else. So take a look at the surroundings, take a look at what's going on, make sure the caves, if you really insist on having this on the floor, guys, you better get a whole inventory filled with torches and start walking around. That's why I think it's easier just to put it at the top. But with my mob spawner like this, guys, I've had it since the end. In 13 minutes, I get level 30. I get hundreds of drops. I get iron. I get everything. Even based on this formula, when I use it, I get carrots and potatoes, enough to feed myself while I use it without any stress. So again, this is something that I got asked for a million times. So I'll show you what it looks like. Be super careful when you make it on survival. Follow my tips and tricks. Thanks again, guys, for getting me to 2,000 subs. It's been awesome. I've really been growing pretty fast, and it's all because of your support. Don't forget to share my channel on your social media, Twitter, Facebook. Hit that like button. And again, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm going to see you at 3,000 subs. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that video, but if you have any ideas, leave it down in the comments below. And I can't thank you enough. I'll catch you on the next video. This is Skippy, and I'm out.
Guns.